Good morning, children. So, children, today we are going to discuss about Akbar. That is, now we will study about Akbar, and he ruled from 1556 to 1605, and he was the greatest ruler of Mughal dynasty and even one of the greatest ruler of India. He brought glory to the empire and made the empire prosperous, and he was called Akbar the Great. Do you know, children, what was the full name of Akbar? His full name was Jalauddin Muhammad Akbar, and he was born in 15 October in 1542 in Amarkot, and he became king in 1556. That is, at that time he was only 13 years, and Bairam Khan was appointed as his regent. Now, what is regent? Regent means a person usually rule on behalf of his king. And when Akbar came to power, he defeated Hemu. Now, who was Hemu? He was the general of Afghan force in the second battle of Panipat. In October 1556, Hemu, who was the chief minister and the general of Adil Shah, he occupied Delhi and declared himself as his ruler. Then, in November 1556, Akbar and his army, under the guidance of his regent, that was Bairam Khan, they met the Afghan force in the battlefield of Panipat, and there, you know what happened? Hemu was defeated and killed, and the Afghan power was crushed. Thus, the threat to Akbar's throne was completely removed. That is, the fear of the Afghan after the defeat of the Hemu was totally came to an end. Clear? After few years, he ended the regency of Bairam Khan and took over the in charge of government. Do you know why he did as? Because Bairam Khan, who was acting as prime minister and controlling his army and administration, he was very arrogant, and because of his rude behavior, he made many enemies. And Akbar told him that now he wanted to take over the in charge and the kingdom in his own hand. So for 4 years, Bairam Khan acted as his guider, and after 4 years, Akbar became his own master and made Agra as his capital. Then, after that, he conquered Gwalior, Ajmer, Jaunpur, and in 1561, he also annexed Malwa. Clear? So, children, you must have to remember which place Akbar has annexed, in which year what happened. Okay, this is very important for your objective. Clear? And Akbar offered friendship hand to Rajput, and he promised the Rajput that they can rule peacefully if they acknowledge Mughal authority. Clear? And most of the Rajput, they accepted Akbar's proposal of friendship, and Akbar fought with those Rajput only who opposed him, and in 1568 he conquered Chittor and Ranthambore, and in 1576 in the battle of Haldighati he defeated Rana Pratap of Mewar. Clear? After that, after seeing all this, we can say that Akbar built a very vast empire. He conquered Gujarat in the west and Bengal and part of Odisha in the east. Even he annexed large part of central India. In the northwest, he has added Kashmir, Sindh, Kabul and Kandahar to this empire, and in the Deccan he brought Berar, Khandes and part of Ahmednagar under his control. So, in this way, he has annexed many territories and he brought them under his control. So, we can say that Akbar has built up a very vast empire, or he has extended his empire to the vast area. Clear? Now, moving further, now we will study what were the policy used by Akbar. So we will discuss about Akbar policy now. Now Akbarnama. What is Akbarnama? It's a document written by Abul Fazl which tells us about the biography of Akbar, in which details description of Akbar's life was mentioned. Okay, it tells us about his reign and policies. Now firstly we will discuss about the Rajput policy of Akbar. Now Akbar has realized that if he wants to be a king of the empire, then it is only possible with the support of the Rajput. So what he did is that he gave all the important position to the Rajput and other Hindu in his administration. Akbar has defeated the Rajput, but after defeating the Rajput, he never humiliated them. He treated them very respectfully, and he also allowed most of the Rajput king to continue rule their kingdom over their territories, and he, that is Akbar, never interfere in their internal matter. Clear? And Akbar has also allowed his people to get married in the Rajput families, and he himself also married Rajput princess named Jodhabai. Clear? Now Akbar has given the high post to Rajput chief in his administration. For example, we have got two Rajput, one who has been given the high position and was been the trusted official of Akbar. That was Raja Mansingh and Raja Birbal. Clear? So we have completed our Rajput policy. Now moving ahead to religious policy. That is, now what was the religious policy of Akbar? Let's discuss about it. Okay. Now Akbar realized that if he wanted to establish his empire and make it powerful and strong, he need to gain the confidence of Hindu people, as because Hindu were in majority, and he followed a policy of religious tolerance and mutual coexistence. He was a liberal ruler and he believed in equality and unity of all religions. So that's why he followed the policy of religious tolerance. And Akbar has employed many Hindu in his administration and has given them the high post and rank. And even people were given freedom to worship their own religion. That is, they were being given freedom to worship their own God. And he has adopted several measures which show his secular spirit. So what do you mean by secular? It means that he has allowed the people to worship their own religions of their own choice. Clear? So let's see what measure he has adopted. That is, Akbar has abolished the pilgrim tax in 1562. So when was the pilgrim tax abolished? In 1562. And in 1564, jizya tax was also been abolished. Now what do you mean by jizya? Jizya was a religious tax collected from non-Muslim. So in 1564, jizya tax was also been abolished. Akbar abolished the practice of forcefully converting prisoners of war to Islam, and he also allowed and encouraged the Hindu to build their religious temple. For that he has given grants to many temples. Okay, and Akbar, he has participated in Hindu festival also like Holi, Diwali and Raksha Bandhan. Akbar got the holy book of the Hindu, translated it into Persian language. Clear? Next, we will move on to Ibadat Khan. As Akbar was interested in learning about different religions, he built the Ibadat Khan. Now, what do you mean by Ibadat Khan? Ibadat Khan was basically a hall of worship which was at his new capital, that is Fatehpur Sikri. Out here, he used to have debate, discussion with all the religious teachers of all the religion. Few years later, he formed his own religion. You know what was that? That was Tawhid-e-Ilahi, which was also called as Din-e-Ilahi. So by Din-e-Ilahi, it means divine faith. Clear? Now, after interacting with people of different religion, finally, Akbar concluded that all religions' motive is to preach the message of love, respect, and peace. So he thought, if the common idea of all religion could combine it into one form, then this will benefit people of his kingdom. So, for that he suggested a religion's part called Dini Ilahi. Dini Ilahi was used to believe in one God. The worship of sun, fire, and other source of light was an important element out here. So, what lesson he gave to Dini Ilahi? That killing of animals should be discouraged, custom of sati should be discouraged. Clear? And his Dini Ilahi was aimed at achieving peace, tolerance, and unity in the country of diverse religions. And some historians, they have said that Dini Ilahi was very similar to that of the Ashoka policy of Dharma. And Dini Ilahi was not a new religion. It do not have any ritual, sacred book, place of worship or praise. It was only a code of moral conduct. Now, very few people accept it. Out of very few, Raja Birbal was one of the few who had accepted it. Clear? Other was also there who totally disapproved it. Out of those was Raja Mansingh, and Akbar has never forced anyone to follow it forcefully. Clear? Dini Ilahi faded out after Akbar. It means that after Akbar died, it did not survive for a long time. Or we can say after the death of the Akbar, Dini Ilahi could not survive for a long period of time. Clear? So children, out here we have completed about Akbar. So go through it. In our next class, we will discuss about Jahangir. Clear? So till then, take care. Thank you.